All right, we are going to try this again. I am not actually streaming this though, but I'm just going to record this and we will hope for the best. But because I'm going to be limited by space on my hard drive, we'll see how far we get. This is also kind of a test because we just crashed again for the second time. As I was saying earlier, we just need to essentially give this back to the manufacturer and have them fix things. But so I'm just going to try this. Then also with recording normally, we will see how things go. So I had just actually turned in this quest. He wants me to check the borders. Wasn't I already there? Okay, it wants me to go back there. I don't think I'm going to do this quest. Particularly because I want to go back to Bree and I want to do the other quests. And by other quests, I mean here, go to the skirmishes. I want to change also. I also want to change my class. I'm going to change this layout. All right, good. Let me change the filter, or the text colors and the opacity. There, things are just a little bit easier to see. Oh, whoops, the exit was that way. Okay, while we're here, let's load this. We're gonna change the trait configurations, yes. Does that change that? It does, okay. So we want wisdom, honesty, and wit. Did we want, yeah, I think we wanted that there. Okay, so for this we're gonna go Keeper of Animals, spec 1. So I'm gonna have to change essentially how all of this is laid out, but that's fine. So, pet morale, okay, that's good for keeping those up, the pet up. Wizard sigils damage. Having traced them countless times, your wizard sigils have become extremely potent. I think these are the wizard sigils, aren't they? Command. Let me double check the skills here. Cosmetic, friend of animals. Wow, yeah, that's really nice. You can essentially just summon a bear and then it actually stays. Cool. Okay, Fury of Nature, Lost Knowledge, Milestone. Oh, Wizard Spark, what is this? A basic sigil which shocks your foe. If this skill is used, whilst your speed will be increased. Okay, nice. Oh, and here are then, oh, I wonder if these are then the sigils. Wild Strike, Ardent Hide. Okay, for this, I definitely want to keep that a bit more. Command your pet to use a defensive ability. Yeah, I should keep this up here. Sign of the Wild Rage, we've got that. Sign of the Wild Protection, we just had that. Command your pet to attack your target with a wild and damaging attack. Okay, so I essentially do this and then I think I'm gonna move all of these down. That's a, and you know what? I can move these here. That, move that, move that. So I can move that there. This is then to spell, or to dispel, rather. I think I'm gonna move that there, dispel there. That interrupts. Dismiss, that can be fine. That can go there. That, oh wait, no, I did want to move these down here so that I can move this one up here. Okay, minor pets. Because I think I want to use these Okay, a major, that's a big cooldown. That's also a big cooldown. And I think I'm going to put that there. Maybe we'll leave it there. We'll see. All right. So these Wizard's Sigil. Again, I think that's what these are. Sign of the Wild? I think so. And then otherwise, Hunting Instinct. Hunting Instinct improve your pet's damage and attack speed. Okay, plus 10 pet damage. And then call to pet damage. So I think we should make these beefier. And I want to increase the Hunting Instinct. Okay, the Bog Guardian excels at dealing damage from range. I think I should get that just to make sure to have it. Okay, the Eagle Companion, and then otherwise we can get a large Friends of Large Hunters. Cool. Okay, new pets spawn with a morale bubble. I don't know. Need for haste. Pet summoning induction. That's probably good. And then call to pet. I'm not sure which one that is. Let's see what this is. Wild Sigil durations. Yeah, I think... because that's what these are. And so these... right. Effects apply to your animal companion within 60 meters. And so that will extend those. So that's also good. All right, we'll try this. I may have completely butchered that, but we'll have to see. But again, I want to call over there. And we're gonna rename it to Barrington. Yeah. And what was this? Inner Flame. Okay, 1 minute. Oh, that's quite nice. So it heals both me and my pet. All right, I'll move then the pet. Let's see, I'm gonna move the pet bar, the companion bar down to here. And here we go. Just gonna then check. Okay. Just gonna have to check the recording every once in a while. Make sure that I don't run out of too much space. But the idea was, one, I want to... oh, I can move this actually up here. I want to do the skirmishes. Oh, and while we're... yeah, that's right there. And then while we're down there, we can... or afterwards, we can essentially hand this in. Which I might want to do beforehand, just because I'll get some experience from this quest. Yeah, I think I will do that. Whoops. Let's unlock this. And there's the skirmish camp. I'll come back there in a second because I'm just going to go there. Yep, excuse me. And good. The Vale of Andreth, yeah. Oh, nice farm. Some fresh apples. Ooh, an apple sounds really nice right now. Although I already had one for lunch, so I'm good. I really don't know what's up with the computer, what was causing those crashes, because I've been tracking actually the temperature. And right now the temperature is at 54 degrees Celsius, and that's fine. That's nothing out of the ordinary, so it's not even at the halfway point of within essentially the AMD configuration tool. It's not even at the halfway point of be careful, this is starting to get hot. So, and it wasn't like that, it was essentially the same case beforehand. Sorry, as you can see, I'm testing out some new things. You must use your personal skills to command your pet. My ear itches suddenly. Command your pet to attack their target with a wild and damaging attack. Yeah, I did. That's also part of it. I have to figure out how to play now this new spec. But I already like a little bit more that we're playing with the pet. Okay, that should have also given us, so Eriador, Adventurer, because look at that. I only need 3 more quests. Maybe, oh gosh, kill 20. Well, whatever. Let's do this then. Because I'll get these 2. Oh, and there looks like there's one here. Must have, collect caravan goods. Caravan, where? Let's see. Because as long as they're, yeah, they're there. Okay, then we'll get these. Unless, what are the other ones? Southern Fiend? Oh, defeat the leader. Okay, then I'm gonna do that. I'll cancel that one. All right, let's go down here. Ooh, that looks really painful. Because it seems like even with, so here we're playing this, even with the pet. Oh, you know, I bet this is on passive. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's on passive. Toggle assist. When enabled, your pet will attack targets that you attack. Exactly. That's essentially what I want. Yeah, because that's then also what I wanted it to do, is notice how as soon as it got to the mob, it targeted, the mob turned to the bear. That's really what I want. Okay, what is the cooldown on this? 1 minute. That's all right. Okay, so it definitely seems like damage output for blue is just as good, I would say. And I like the fact that I am playing a pet class, right? Like I was saying earlier, instead of just like I didn't want it to play, or I didn't want it to feel just like I'm playing an RK, a Runekeeper. And so now with the pet, it definitely feels less so. So that's good. Oh, did I actually finish? Yeah, I finished the Brigand Slayer Advanced. Or did I? Yeah, wow, nice. Okay, here we could do Cracked Earth. Okay, that's also still super OP. Now, I know at least, or this is, I think this is the case. Most of the time, I think I should be playing with this bog thing. Because if you notice, essentially the bear has to get to the mob first, and then we'll start attacking. Until then, the mobs are still attacking me. But that's really nice that essentially, yeah, that the, oh, I thought that was the leader. Okay, he must be down there. So here's now the question. Does the bear have to run all the way down there? Probably. I don't quite get these things. I mean, I think I'm using it wrong. Okay, good. Maybe do this just because I'm... okay, that's also good to know that that is an induction spell. Okay, that says boss, so I assume that that's the leader here. Oh yeah, it says half orc as well. So that should be it. Good. Okay, I think that's everything then. For here. I'm not going to get much XP, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, the CPU is still fine, GPU is still fine, temps are still fine. Everything's still recording fine. We will see. But then I'll have to transfer that to an external hard drive. Okay, but this should then, once we turn these in, we'll get the quest. Oh, now we'll see if this crashes, because that's the stream crashed essentially when I accepted, or no, when I turned in one of the quests. Here we go. Okay, cool. Virtue Cap Reach, obviously. All right, so we're doing that next. No, we're doing Honesty next. Or was it Will that I wanted? I think I will do Wisdom next. Oh, I think Wisdom is what you wanted to do originally. Anyway, that's fine. Cool. So, Bree-Land is now done. Yeah, Bree-Land is now done. That means, as I said earlier, we'll be able to do, so we can unlock missions. There were the 2 quests we got here with the missions. Yeah, so goodbye to that. Goodbye to that. Definitely, particularly because it's way up there. We're going to do these missions, and we're going to do the skirmish. Oh, and we don't need the ones from Ered Luin anymore, because that's done. Cool. Here's the skirmish camp. This is just a tutorial. And I believe I need to talk to you. Exactly. Finish now. This unlocks skirmishes, which, like I said, most people don't play these anymore. It's good to do them. It's going to RP a little bit here. Okay, now I'm going to actually get rid of this. And I'm going to summon... where did it go? Oh, it's like, where did they go? Why don't I call him... Vogageddon. Right, use the... Exactly. We get this. I'll get essentially somewhere. There it is. Right, then we talk to him. So essentially, in order to unlock skirmishes, you have to do this. Oh, I'm going to move actually here. Well, it's the mountain. I'll put that right there. Ah, okay, now what are these? Wild Root, damaging attack, bursting root, angry bees. Your opponent has a hive. So I want to see then wild and damaging attack. Okay. So if I attack, I want to make sure that's on that. Where did my pet go? Huh. I mean, I'm not worried about these. Mr. Pet, where are you? I don't really like how they look. I think that's also kind of why I wanted to go with the bear. Okay, so if I then say attack, and then do this. Yeah, it did this thing. You must use your personal skills to command your pet. Ah, okay, so that was this one. It's a minor pet command. And then the major pet command is this. Okay. Then I think I don't really need these soldier skills. I think I am gonna put these here then. This is a major, minor. Put these back up there. That there. This is a heal. And essentially do that. Okay, so it's more about... I mean, I'm gonna pull them and use these skills on cooldown. Which makes sense. I think we could do this one. What is this? Protection. That was very easy. I mean, we're essentially at the end of the first skirmish anyway. Wow. Okay, that's really easy then with a pet, because you just use these. Like I said, you use those as they're on cooldown, and then it just burns through things. All right, first skirmish is done. You have to do that, and then you need to do, yeah, Defense of the Prancing Pony. Okay, so we'll RP again a little bit here. While it's doing that, I'm just gonna check. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm just checking, what I've been checking essentially in the background is how much space it's been taking, the video that's recording now has been taking up. So if it's really not too much, which it hasn't been so far, as long as I can then stream essentially, or just record for about an hour, then I will do that. This is what I wanted to do at the end of the stream anyway, and then I'm gonna play around a little. All right, let's play around with some of the settings. So let's get roll. Okay. Time to slot it. And erase or... Oh, no, the skills. Those are good. You can see it's been quite some time. I need to dismiss you. To slot it and use your skill to call forth your ward. All right. It's been quite some time since I did this. Did that get rid of? Yeah, that was. Oh, can you only have? I was wondering if you can only have one pet, which it wouldn't really surprise me, but. All right, regroup and consult. I think you have to do this twice. This Defense of the Prancing Pony, I think. It's either that or I'm thinking of the individual stages that this has. I don't know what I think about Bagageddon. Yeah. Not sure. It's nice because it is ranged, right? You can do that. Definitely want to do the more advanced. I mean, it's certainly strong, right? Particularly when I do this, right? We get a 10% damage for 15 seconds. And this then expires. This just does, okay. Commander Penty's defensive ability, right? And that essentially immune to negative combat states. Okay. So it's, like I said, I think it's, oh, I need to talk to this dude. This was then dispel corruption, right? We don't need to do that. You don't really need to worry about corruption outside of grouped content. Unless you're on then the legendary server, so on Mordor, for example, if you play on Mordor, then wraths and such will attack, and there you do need to worry a little bit about them, because they will kill you very quickly otherwise. And you can then dispel their corruptions, and it then just makes it a lot easier to defeat them. Yeah, so this is then the AoE, and then again really strong. All right, nice. They've been vanquished. Right, that's where we've got all the skirmish camps. Bree, yeah. I kind of wish that they didn't get rid of the skirmishes. I liked skirmishes a lot. I mean, missions have just come to replace them. I really enjoyed skirmishes. And particularly when they first came out, I played them to no end. Not necessarily efficiently, but they were just a lot of fun. But you could also argue, I would do warrior, I think. Okay, that was it. You could also argue, though, that, do I want, yeah, I think I'll take that. That the mission system and structure that they have now is a lot better simply because with the missions, you can also scale the difficulty, and the rewards are not bad. I mean, you have to, that is one thing that you have to, or if you don't want to raid, but you want good gear or, you know, raid-like gear, then that is something worth grinding, the missions, because you can get really decent gear from doing that, but you have to do a lot of them. But again, the cool thing about missions is that you can scale them. Then they turn into delves, so as they're called. Right, on a Krufu. And so you can make the game as easy or difficult as you'd like, and you can do that with other people. They're actually so really a lot of fun. Okay, so we'll do this to unlock these missions. Not that I'm really gonna play much of them, but at least just to unlock them. Right, the war effort needs you. And then with this one, right, talk to her. Asma. Looks like a male, but it's actually a female dwarf, but the female dwarves look male. Okay, we'll pull out that. This is loading, as you can see. Okay, so this we essentially just have to make sure that she doesn't die. So we'll just pull these. You can hear actually in the background that music is... Yeah, exactly. That's the music for Gundabad. Which actually isn't that bad. Oops. I should maybe pay attention to what's going on here. Make sure that she doesn't die. Because if she dies, then you fail. And it's really not difficult to keep her alive. So I need to make sure she does. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting gameplay. It's certainly a lot more involved. It's, right, because I'm using my skills here, which I also need to make sure to do this first and then a fire, because using the fire skills will reduce the cooldown. So I do that, fire skill, another fire skill, then attack, fire, or attack, fire. Yeah, so it's essentially like the rotation that's more complex. It's not necessarily difficult. Wow, what's up with their health? Can I, yeah, give you some health there. I'm surprised that she's taken so much damage. Okay, I think what is this? Prepare for war. That's the eagle. A saber-toothed cat? That's kind of cool. Again, I need to remember to do... Oh, that doesn't make much sense now. Just gonna have to see which of these... What's this? Then maximum morale. This is really good. Okay, I'm gonna do this just because I don't really need... Wow, nice. I don't really need DPS yet. I'm so strong that I don't need more DPS. I will at some point, which is why I'm gonna essentially go to this. Although I don't know what this pet summon thing is, other than just selecting them here. I need to do all of this. Yeah, to increase the pet's damage. I don't think, well, if I do get Rig 6, you get plus 2.5% mits. That's quite nice. Protective of your pet, you gain a damage buff if your pet is hit by a critical attack. Okay. Alright, so these mobs are going to come here. Hey, what happened to my pet? Oh, I think it despawned because I added something new. Alright, I'm essentially... okay, that's then... essentially testing out these new skills. What are all of these mobs are? It's kind of surprising. But I wanted to test out this. That's an AoE. AoE ground. Yeah, like I said, since I've now just switched to this class, I'm still trying to get used to things. But it's making sense, and I quite like it. It's still super OP. And I like that it feels very different from the red line, and it doesn't feel like a runekeeper anymore. So what one does this? That specializes in buffing and debuffing. Let's try that. You can go away. Is there a way to quickly return to master? Dismiss. Let's get this one. I'm sure it's not the best one, but whatever. Just to try the different animals. I mean, I'm tempted to get this saber-tooth. That's cool. Yeah, that was the tutorial. Right, that was the Anakorfu tutorial. Oh, my nose itches. And with that, we can now do the missions here once I turn this in. And then I'll just go talk to that dude. I don't think you have to do a tutorial for the other group. Good, now talk to Glowing. Good. Yeah, so see, you can see. And now I can do essentially these missions. But I'm not interested in actually doing any of those. All right, I'm gonna test something because if I essentially Alt Tab out, then it automatically decreases the FPS. I wonder if there's a, let's see, advanced graphics, material detail, scenery. I just want to see if there is then this option. Listening to refresh, right? I'm just essentially trying to look to see. Oh, I wanted to turn this back on anyway. If, yeah, persist sound. Oh, that's audio. Custom PvP overall. Detect optimal color. Yeah, because I don't really want the FPS to go down in the background, but if I switch windows, I mean. But if that's the case, then that's the case. Ah, this is... Ooh, that is a really, really good cosmetic. Durelier Weißbart. Uskas auf der Gabil Akka. Dürrens Faust der Gerechten. Very cool cosmetic. All right, we'll talk to this dude. Yes, thank you. Okay, so they're unlocked as well. So we're gonna close these, remove all. So we are now done with, we're done with Ered Luin, we're done with Bree-Land. We're gonna now go to, so we first of all have to go back to, where's Cardalin? Here. We're gonna go to Cardalin, and then from Cardalin, oh. No, this is not where I wanted to go. But it's fine. We can go here, and then Stable Master and go to Hearn, which is also in Cardalin. So we were just up there, and now we just ported down to here, get that Stable Master. So you can see we've got some more. So these are the delving missions. We could actually level here, but it's very slow going, and I don't know, not the biggest fan. So we're gonna go to the North Downs. So for those of you who've never done this, so let's see, we went to Ered Luin, then we went to the Bree-Lands. You can get essentially a port to Bree to Lily's Market, or Lalia's Market. When you unlock all of these missions and such, you just want to talk to a mission recruiter stable master, and you can go. So we were, the first place we went to after the skirmish camps was on a Curfu, and then we went to Akrazaha. Then afterwards we came here to Cardalin and went to Andrath, which was up there, and now we're in Hearn. But since we're level 21, starting at level 20, you can go to the North Downs. So then you can just swift travel there. It will take you to these mission keepers, right? Because this then goes essentially, there's Trestlebridge, of course, or in Trestlebridge. Yeah, to the Wildwood. If you essentially go through that gate, you'll land in the Wildwood, which is also not the best place to, I mean, definitely, if you've never played through it, definitely play through it. But it's, I would say SSG have come up with better areas. All right, so interestingly, this is saying like level 24. So I wonder if I actually am. Well, I'm gonna stay here, because that's the first quest that you need here. It's called the Vector Quest. Well, that's not the Vector Quest. But with doing this, as you can see, now we've unlocked this deed. That was then the first quest that we need to unlock all of these other quests then. And we'll go here, unlock you. I believe that's it for now. He doesn't have any yet. Right, because here, essentially this town was destroyed. Well, not entirely destroyed, but a major portion of it was destroyed. And so the goal is then to figure out, okay, what happened? Right. Search Trestlebridge for the cause of the explosion. And we got some black powder. So that's obviously a keen indication that something was afoot, and that probably some orcs are to blame. I think it's, yeah, here it is. So we'll do this. Yeah, that should then take us out there. I think once we turn this in, then we have to go find another NPC out there. Yes, speak with her, she's right there. So this is actually then really quite nice. Yeah, Elsie, there it is, yeah. Hey, I'll finally be able to get a new cape. I've got a level 5 cape. So this is then, now I'm quite interested because, okay, we're level 21. We're taking on quests that are level 24. Right, so it's not They're not that much above. That's a really nice mount. But certainly above, and I then essentially want to see how this is in terms of difficulty. Okay, we're gonna get a couple of, yeah, so here we've got some quests that will auto bestow, as we can see here. So, attack, attack. That's not bad. So, like I said, you can see they haven't actually updated the map here. This is what all the maps used to look like, right? They look hand-drawn and such, which in terms of getting around is really difficult. The new ones aren't necessarily that much better. They look nicer. Okay, so I think for this, what you want to do is that, something like that. And then, so essentially pull some of the bigger ones first. All right, not bad. Okay, I think we'll be fine in terms of difficulty. Yeah, they take a little bit longer to kill, but that's fine. And we'll do that. Okay. I need to dispel myself. Oh yeah, this will be fine. All right, cauldron, barrel of nails. Oh, but what I was saying, the quest flow, the quest design in this area is chef's kiss. So good. I don't know when they streamlined it, or honestly if it was like this the whole time and I just never knew it or was just bad at it, which the latter can certainly be the case. But I came back here on a previous character that I'd leveled, I think because I've got a couple of characters on Mordor, so on the legendary server. And I think, yeah, when I was leveling my captain, because my captain is my main on the legendary server. And I thought, oh, I haven't actually been here in a while. I'm going to, I'm going to try this place. And I was just really amazed at how nice of a leveling experience it was. All right, so instances like that, it definitely would have been nicer to have a bear, I think. So we're gonna try that. Okay, they're the black thing. We just have to pick up these for that quest, pick up the torch and catch that on fire. Now the benefit to, and that's kind of why you want to level such in an area where the quest text and the quest mobs are orange, because you will get a lot of XP. So the overall leveling and XP rate is much better. So there is that to consider. Okay. Yeah, I've just been thinking kind of in the back of my head. I think I'm gonna have him go and attack all of those. Now I wonder, I'm gonna do that. I'm thinking I may have set buffer rates or something too high for the encoder for when I was streaming. I wonder if that essentially caused the stream to fail. So I'm gonna research that a little bit, and perhaps we'll then, because I'm gonna continue to stream tonight. Because I really want to get back into ESO. The expansion is coming out next week, and so I would like to play that a little bit. And so I'm gonna read up once we're done here, and see if I need to change that buffer rate at all. See if that would improve it. Okay, I think we've got everything here. Yes. I think while I'm here. Although I don't need to get that. Because there's a point where we have to go to a quest giver out here, do quests over there, and then you'll go over. Oh, hello, tree. So we'll go back. Very pretty. For some reason, he's like always out of sync with how he's supposed to gallop, unless that is the normal sync. Could very well be. Yeah, see, so that does seem to. I'm just looking at a preview in OBS, and it does seem to slow down the FPS. Need to see if I can turn that setting off somehow, because there's certainly. I've only got one monitor. I mean, the alternative is to get a second monitor, but one thing after another. This is a really cool bridge. I love these types of bridges, these covered bridges, ones that go over huge gorges like that. All right, let's do that. So let's see, actually, we're about here. Oh, well, yeah, we're about here. See, we got like 2 bars or something. So quite nice in terms of the amount of XP that you get. Finish. Yeah, I don't know why I keep running away. They're going to bestow new quests, Paul. Ah, that almost looked like it was gonna freeze, but thankfully it didn't. All right, we'll release this dude from the stocks. There you go. Now return to him. So we can see essentially, yeah, and here's now the fellowship. So sometimes you have to be careful. Thankfully they added this. But this is actually a fellowship quest. So we're not going to do that. We could, but it would be very, very slow going. And oh, nice. So shield. Oh, is this a shield that I actually? Okay, yeah, I've got that shield on my warden. Well, at least I'll be able to get a hat. I was hoping for a weapon, particularly in these early stages. Ah, good. I can get a new. How does that look? That looks all right. Particularly in these early areas, like until you get your legendary weapon, really, at level 45. This is when it's really helpful to have crafters, because then essentially they can outfit you in entirely teal gear. Not that you really need it, as you've seen. But I mean, if we had then the teal gear, we could easily go into Nanrathan and just obliterate everyone. So there is that benefit. But we don't need to. Okay. All right, good. We'll grab this quest, and I believe they're going to send us in the same direction there. Felling trees. Collect the cartwheel. The cartwheel. Not do a cartwheel. Of course, we wouldn't make a cartwheel. All right, so these mobs are back by now, so we can then do this. Oh, I didn't even see this dude. So, I mean, yeah, that is one thing I'm already noticing is if I play with a bear, then the mobs die more slowly. That's not surprising because that's a tank. The bear is a tank. I wonder what that is. I think that's the flank. The indication that, okay, you've now flanked it. And so you get some sort of bonus. Okay. I think if I were to get this, the Friends of Large Hunters, again, we'd have the issue of, okay, we're gonna do that because that'll send us back. Because I have another, oh no, I can't, okay. Oh, someone's fishing. Because if I get this, that's a melee pet, which is fine. But you have to essentially wait for the pet to actually get to the enemy. And it might be dead by then. Okay, that's another... Okay, so we're getting a number... I'm going to put some of these cooldowns here. And in the meantime... Yeah, I'm pretty sure once we get up here, once we get into this area there, then that will bestow... Yeah, see, that was a flank. Okay, so whenever I hear that sound... I essentially need to use that one because that will give me a minor speed boost. Yeah, there we go. We can kill this dude. That'll bestow a quest, and then same thing with that with the stolen goods. All right, we're going to dismiss you. We're gonna get the Bog-Ageddon again. Oh, a lot of stolen goods here. Because I want to essentially compare now. How is that? Whoops. How is the damage output? This is more of a DPS class, or I'm sorry, a DPS pet anyway. So it should be better in terms of output. But, as you can see there, it does not keep aggro. But, why should it? Right? Kill some of these. Okay, yeah, I think thematically I like the bear more. But in terms of gameplay, yeah, it makes more sense to play with the boggard. That's what I'm gonna call it essentially. Good. Yeah, that's definitely. I would say that's definitely how it's meant to be played more so. Yeah, and so essentially, as you saw, right, we were just level 21 earlier, and we we already have reached level 22. So, and once we get, I feel like Bree-Land also feels a little bit arduous because the questing it was by no means bad, but I just somehow have a feeling that the flow isn't as fluid as, say, here. Oh, I finished everything. Okay, I was actually killing other things because I thought I still had things to do. But once we get up here, it's just boom, 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 one quest after the next. That immediately goes into one level after the next, and it is smooth sailing. I'm gonna have to again check where we need to go after this. I think we could go to the Trollshaws afterwards. We could go Trollshaws, and then we go to the Angle. Angle is one of then the new areas that they added at the lower level, in addition to Swanfleet and Cardalin. And what was the third one? Swanfleet, Cardalin, also Wildwood, and I'm missing one more. And so it just helps to break up the leveling a little bit more and give you more direction. It's just more options. That's a bit unfortunate that you get two hats, right? Because you got this and this. We're definitely going to go with that. Oh, okay, but nice. Here we've got that staff, even though it wasn't and it's still just, I mean, it technically is a staff, so it's not false advertising. but unfortunate that it's just that. Okay. So that's then for this area, which we're just going to ignore for now. Right, turn east, never north. Exactly. Here's Fornost. This is a group area. This is actually a group of instances. The fields of Fornost are still solo, but you can see essentially back there a little bit more. You can see the cairns. And aside from in Bree-Land, you have the Barrow Downs and the Great Barrow. That's one of the first instances that you can do in the game, and then Fornost is another of kind of like second. Although you could argue that in the Lone Lands you have, what is that area called? Troll Cells, North Downs, Weathertop. Here, yeah, Garth, Agarwen, and Agamauer. This is also group and difficult in the Red Pass. So you kind of have 2 or 3 options for instances, but you can't find a group essentially to do it. But since they're low level instances, you kind of either have to go out of your way or just wait until you've out leveled everything. But that is Fornost. Really cool. I think there are 4 instances altogether, because they're the different elements: wind, water, fire, etc. Okay, cool. See, and so that's what I mean. We essentially already got the first set of quests done. Meaning, how are our... Oh, okay, we've got that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we're going to introduce, and then this one, I think you have to... I need to get off of my horse and sit beneath my Bogageddon and meditate for a couple of seconds. That's quite cool. And continue that, and then exactly we have to go out there to find the source, right? But I am going to say that will be all for today. We'll continue the leveling experience either as a stream, or if this works better for now until essentially I get my computer fixed or I figure out what to do for the streaming, then this is all we're gonna do for now. But thanks everyone for joining. And in our next episode, in part 4, we'll continue our leveling and exploration of Middle Earth here in the North Downs in the next video. Take care, everyone. See you in the next video.